So, you're looking for a dog trainer in the Village of Lakewood, and you want to make sure you get it right. Well, you've come to the right place. We're going to walk through everything you need to know to make a really solid choice for you and your dog. You know, life in the Village of Lakewood is pretty great. Those walks by the lake, the quiet neighborhoods, and having a dog can make it even better. But let's be honest, good training is what makes it all work smoothly. It's the key to making those moments easier and a lot more fun for everyone. Okay, so where do we even begin? Well, the first step is to understand what separates a decent trainer from a really great one. Let's look at the foundations. Let's talk about training methods. The gold standard today is something called positive reinforcement. It's pretty simple, really. Instead of correcting your dog for doing something wrong, you reward them when they get it right, with a treat, some praise, or a favorite toy. This builds a strong, trusting relationship, not one based on fear. You'll definitely want to find a trainer who is all about this approach. Now, you might see a bunch of letters after a trainer's name and wonder, what in the world does that mean? Well, they're actually a big deal. They show a real commitment to their profession. A CPD TK, for example, means they've passed a tough test on dog behavior and ethics. And if you're dealing with more serious issues, credentials like CBCCK or IABC-CBC are what you should be looking for. They're a sign of advanced expertise.
All right, so you know the kind of philosophy you're looking for. Now comes the practical part, finding a program that fits your dog, your schedule, and of course, your budget.
And that brings us to a really common question. What kind of training format is best? There's no single right answer here, because it really comes down to what you're hoping to achieve and what your dog's personality is like. Here are the two main choices you'll see. Group classes are awesome for learning basic manners and getting your dog comfortable around other dogs and people. On the other hand, if you have a specific problem you want to tackle, say nonstop barking or pulling on the leash, that's where private lessons can be a huge help, since all the focus is just on you and your dog. And then there's the cost. This table gives you a pretty realistic idea of what to expect in the McHenry County area. A standard 6-week group class will probably run you somewhere between $175 and $300. A single private session, you're looking at about $100 to $160. And then you have the more intensive options, like a board and train, which are a much bigger investment. Seeing the numbers helps you plan. Okay, you've done your homework, you've got a short list. Now it's time to actually talk to a few trainers. This is how you'll really know if they're the right fit for you. You can think of this as your interview cheat sheet. When you get a trainer on the phone, just go right down the list. Ask about their methods. You're listening for that positive reinforcement language. Ask them how they'll make a plan specifically for your dog. And definitely get all the details on costs and cancellation policies up front. A true professional will be happy you're asking these questions. So, you've found your trainer? Awesome! But that's really just the start. Now you have to take all those new skills and use them out in the real world. And that means knowing the local rules and where you can go to practice. Here's a helpful piece of local information. The Village of Lakewood actually follows all of McHenry County's animal rules. So there's just one set of ordinances you need to know about, which makes things a lot simpler. And if there's one number you need to remember from those rules, it's this one. 10. 10 feet. That's the longest your leash can be in any public area in the whole county. Simple as that. Besides the leash rule, there are just a couple of other things to keep in mind. Your dog has to have a current rabies vaccination, that's state law, and make sure that little metal tag from the vet is always on their collar. On the bright side, you don't need a separate county dog license, so that's one less thing to worry about. Okay, now for the fun part, where to go? If you want to practice your skills, there are some great spots around. Veterans Memorial Park is a solid choice for working on basic commands. The Prairie Trail is perfect for practicing loose leash walking when there are other people and bikes around. And if you want some off-leash time, the McHenry County Dog Park is your spot. You'll just need to get a permit for that one. You know, when it comes down to it, training is about so much more than just sit and stay. It's about building that partnership with your dog so you can confidently enjoy your life together. It means feeling good whether you're at home, walking down the street, or having friends and family over. We wish you the very best in finding the perfect trainer and enjoying everything your community has to offer.